Lesbians! Lesbians!
You are a lesbian.
Today's video is a very special video because, well, my producer reminded me, because otherwise I wouldn't have bothered to give two shits. Well, he informed me that today is officially the 500th video on Fratanga Plays. Oh my god. Why did you remind me, Monday? 500 videos later, and I'm not even at 100,000 subscribers, no matter how much better the content is than most people's.
You're trash, bro.
Wow, this is garbage. You actually like this?
Well, nonetheless, there's not much thanks to hand you guys, but I will say thank you for being here for the 500th video. 500 videos, that's a lot. Huge body of work, and well, I can't believe how much of my life I wasted making the videos. I can't believe how many of you actually enjoy this crap. And well, hopefully, if I'm not irrelevant by then, here's to another 500. Let's all toast. Well, I'll toast. I drank all your drinks.
Fratanga
Is a f***ing drunk, and he always will be.
You know, oftentimes I'm taken back to that Stone Toss comic where they have a salesman pitching a interracial gay kiss, and the company asks, "Are you sure this will help us sell more burgers?" Only for the salesman to respond with, "Burgers?" Question mark. That's basically what every single intellectual property has become. They've completely run out of ideas. They've completely milked these franchises for everything they're worth. What do they have to sell you left? Politics. How many rainbow-themed products can they get out the door? How many characters do they gotta turn gay? How many male leads must they dispose of? And how much of the original source material can they manipulate and change? You know, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I really miss the days when drugs were what fueled creativity in any medium. The cocaine-fueled craze of the 80s is over. Now we're ushered in by an age of estrogen and hormone therapy. To say that the video game industry itself hasn't been overrun by this is just so obviously a lie. You don't have to worry about social media. You're here at Fratanga Plays, where you get frit-pilled, and there's nothing wrong with pointing out how ridiculous the whole thing has gotten. Suicide Squad, one of the biggest victims to have fallen to the woke mind virus, is proof of that. If you didn't know, the latest update for this dead-ass game that nobody is playing and financially bombed and flopped hard and might be the reason Rocksteady closes down, released a brand new villain for everybody to play for about 1 to 2 hours because there's nothing to do in this game. And I'm guessing if you clicked on this video, you already saw the thumbnail because you were wondering, Frit,
What the hell is even that?
and why does it get worse the longer I look at it? Well, let me tell you, apparently a gay Joker wasn't enough for Rocksteady and their collaborators, Sweet Baby Inc. They needed another gay stereotype to go with it. So what do? Instead of, you know, adding Killer Frost, who is a known member of the Suicide Squad in previous comics and adaptations and would have made a lot more sense? Well, I'll tell you what they did. Instead, they decided to make a female Dr. Freeze and have her be lesbian, or as Jesse Lee Peterson would say,
Lesbian!
and if you were wondering, her wife's name is Nora. Wow! Woohoo! Slay Queen! Shout out to feminism! For all 200 of you left playing this game, oh, this must be monumental. Wow! This must be worth every dime you worked hard for. Don't you just love it? Hey, I'll tell you what. If you ain't pleased with her tomboy look, don't worry about it. We got something worse. We got this beautiful LGBT skin for her. That it's real. It's confirmed to be real. All of this is real. I sincerely wish it was all AI generated and people were just messing with us. But these are the results of DEI/ESG taking priority in video games. This design is atrocious. What were you thinking, Rocksteady? What goes on in your head? Don't answer that. I know what goes on in your guys' heads.
Gay!
You are about as predictable as people who use the Moonveil in Elden Ring. I kid you not, the minute she steps out on screen, the vibe I get is, "How do you do, fellow lesbians?" It looks like the gross exaggeration anti-woke YouTubers would make themselves, but it's authentic. It's the real deal. Jesus Christ, what are they going to do to the rest of DC villains? I don't even want to know. But everything that they have done to every single DC character in this game thus far has been bad. I don't have a single positive thing to say about any adaptation of any of the characters in this game. Look, I understand Rocksteady has an obligation to the current player count of 432 people? But honestly, I really think this game just deserves a mercy killing at this point. Just shut the servers down. Pull the plug on this poor game already. It was a complete disgrace to DC Comics and the Justice League and Suicide Squad. And most importantly, a total disgrace to the gaming industry. A shallow, fruitless experience that more people will remember for not playing than they will remember for playing. And I guarantee you they will not even get to their 4th season. So for those who are heavily critical of the anti-woke crowd, just take a look at this for a minute. In what world does anybody want this? In what world is this appealing? In what world would it have been a success? We're talking about the Justice League and Suicide Squad, an established intellectual property, and Rocksteady. How in the hell does it come down to this? You have basically little to no explanation outside of the woke mind virus. I fully blame it for everything wrong with Suicide Squad. At this point, you can't deny it. And yet there will still be jackasses like David Jaffe who will fight tooth and nail to prove to you that it wasn't wokeness that killed this game. But in other news, PlayStation messed up royally. Then again, when isn't PlayStation messing up? When isn't PlayStation totally sucking ass with the worst console generation of all time for the brand? Of the many opportunities Sony could have taken to revive an old intellectual property and establish a very popular multiplayer game that they wouldn't kill within months, like Helldivers 2, Sony's decision was to create Concord, and I've made enough videos on Concord. I don't need to explain to you what Concord is. You already know. However, what you may not know is the behind-the-scenes toxic culture and environment that produced this steaming pile of woke dog shit.
Reports. Concord developer demanded co-workers refer to her as Professor, pushed extreme politics, and demanded her unvaccinated colleagues be fired. This report comes from the YouTuber SmashJT, an anonymous source. SmashJT posted on X. Firewalk Studios, the studio behind the impending Concord flop, has serious internal issues. One of their devs, Lisa Brown, aka @Wordle, came out as non-binary and forced everyone at the company to call her Professor. She would regularly have meetings with cheesy phrases like teaching/learning with the professor. She pushed extreme politics, hated guns, and wanted unvaxxed staff fired. SmashJT added, "This is just part of why Concord is such a delusional mess. I found a lot more about the studio, just awaiting confirmation before going public with other stuff." In a subsequent video upload, SmashJT reiterated that much of this information, speaking specifically to Brown demanding she be called the Professor, SmashJT said, "The source was telling me that if people would not want to refer to her as or didn't feel comfortable with it, then their job would be in jeopardy," meaning that this person had their pronouns pushed to the point of calling them something that they have not earned before. They didn't have any degrees or accomplishments to be called Professor. They just decided one day when they woke up saying, "I'm a professor now, and people should start calling me that." SmashJT continued, "Here's where it gets crazy. This change, according to the source, had led to a company-wide enforcement on adjustments in addressing and interactions, meaning that people were required to address people how they demanded to be spoken to, and meetings from this Lisa Brown developer when they had these films together at the office would be titled really weird things like meeting with the professor or teaching learning at the professor, which, as the source had reported to me, were not well received by the staff there universally. Like many of the people at Firewalk Studios felt uncomfortable around this person, but also felt like they'd be retaliated against if they tried to speak up and say anything because the overwhelming architecture of the company, especially when it comes to HR, was very left-leaning, he added, meaning that it was very sympathetic to pronoun bias and how people are addressed and exactly how you need to report to people. And if you don't give them that respect, then you're the person in the wrong.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Whoa. Now that is a lot to unpack, and I'm not quite sure how much of it is legit. This comes from the Park Place, so take it with a grain of salt. Without a doubt, one of the most believable stories of the year. Why? Well, because this is very common with the woke mind virus. This behavior has been noted, and I'll be honest, this is the most tame I've seen it, which makes it hard to believe. I highly doubt this person would give anybody who opposed her any sort of chance. That's where it seems unbelievable to me. If it really was a woke lead developer, I couldn't imagine a single white guy holding their job for long. But it goes in line with the theme of the game and how far left it swings. This isn't uncommon for the gaming industry, which is sad. Such folks led to the reason as to why Rivet was apparently quote-unquote toned down for Ratchet & Clank, and why we get that little speech about feminism, or why Harley Quinn suddenly lost her extremely attractive curvy figure from the previous game, or why Mary Jane looks like she could open a can with her jaw. If there really was a lead developer who was this toxic in the workplace, I would not have trouble believing it, but I can't confirm it. Don't take it as proof of anything. You go ahead and be your own judge, but I will tell you, we don't need this story to be true as proof. We have countless examples. Hell, Concord the game itself is a prime example of what I've been talking about for over a year and what's caused me to lose a few subscribers. Nobody wants to hear that message because once people pay enough attention to what you're saying, they can't unsee it. And many are scared about that. Many do not want their minds changed. Many want to stay happy, being stubborn, naive, and unaware of it. And I get that. Because once you do see it and you can't unsee it, it does become quite hard to enjoy other things. But when we get products in the gaming industry as bad as Suicide Squad, Forspoken, Concord, it won't take long for the rest of the world to notice, so you're not alone. If you got no problem being frit-pilled, then open right up and boop, there you go, no water. Should start working right away. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. Shout out to my 500th video. I half-assed it as much as I could. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Free Congo sucks ass.